I've always thought about, God knows everything that's happened, everything that's going to happen. And I don't think I don't think that he's orchestrating it. I don't believe that, but like he knows, he's watched the movie. He's seen everything to the end. And as he sees in the middle where you make this big screw up, you do something bad, because he's also seen the end of the movie. He's like, yeah, it's going to be fine. We don't have that perspective. So we're in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the crap, middle of the storm. We can't see what's going to happen. But if you could go back to yourself, like it's been 23, 24 years since all that happened. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you could go back to yourself at 34, what would you tell yourself at 34 in the middle of that storm?
It's it's not as bad as it seems, and this too shall pass, and the best is yet to come. I see so many wasted uh, moments of where I was just down and depressed and chose not to go have fun, right? And chose not to be self-expressed, chose not to be carefree and be myself and live in the moment. It's just countless days like that. And I look back, I was like, I could have been happier, I could have been sad, and I would have had the exact same result of that day, and maybe if I was happy, it would have been a better, different result. So I would definitely, and I apply that to myself today when I have a bad day. I'm like, hey, remember that day? Remember the advice you would have given yourself? Because I've had that conversation internally. So that's what I'd go back and say. And I think that's true pretty much for anyone. I think it's a really empowering belief to live by. This too shall pass, and the best is yet to come.
Yeah. Somebody said, it'll all be all right in the end. So if it's not all right, it ain't the end. so it's pretty good advice. So now,
I think Zig Ziglar said, "What are you worried about? None of us are getting out alive anyway." Right?
now I think one of the keys to your success was the fact that you were actually at that grocery store bagging groceries, because it was the manager of the grocery store who clued you in on this idea of passive real estate income, which is now what you've built this next half of your life on, is this idea. And you're helping, lots and lots of people do the same thing. So I think the quote was, your manager said, passive income is the final frontier where the average person has a legitimate shot at creating real wealth. And I think you said for the first time that it was like, oh, I'd never even thought about that. So what happened after he told you that? What did you go do?
Well, just to clarify and correct that statement, it was real estate is the final frontier where the average person has a legitimate shot at creating real wealth. And, there's some very key words in that statement. When he said the final frontier, as I'm in search of what's my next move, I was like, well, gosh, if that's the final one, I guess I better take that seriously. And I knew nothing about it at the time. And then he said for the average person, and here I am, 34 years old, bagging groceries, feeling far below average. So who am I to aspire above that? And then to create real wealth. And at that point in my life, I really missed my money. I wanted my money back. So those were just kind of like, that was a magic sentence for me. And I've said it 1,000 times since, and I'll continue to say it because at the time I didn't know whether it was true or not, but I didn't have anything else to work with. But in hindsight, I think there's a lot of validity to it.
Hey there, it's the real Jason Duncan. Thank you for watching this video. If you are an entrepreneur and you've ever thought about what it's going to be like when you get ready to exit your business, I'm the guy you want to follow. So make sure that you've subscribed to this channel and go check out the link in the description, therealjasonduncan.com. Check out the resources I've got for people just like you, as an entrepreneur who's trying to get his life back, get her life back, get your time and freedom back. We've got a couple other videos you might be interested in. There's one here and there's one here. If that's what you want as an entrepreneur, if you're being trapped in your business, then I can help you get out of that. So go to therealjasonduncan.com. The link is in the description, and check out one of these videos. I'll see you next time.